We virtually have this whole place to ourselves, whole place to ourselves, whole place to ourselves.
We just got back from visiting the ancient city of Uxmal.
In this video, we're going to show you around Uxmal, and at the end, we are going to compare Uxmal and Chichén Itzá and let you know which one is our favorite and which one you should visit.
After beating the crowds to Chichén Itzá, it was our plan to do the same at Uxmal. Much to our surprise, there were only 3 other people in the line when we arrived. Morning, everybody. We are entering Uxmal. Been really excited to visit this place, being a bit of a ruin junkie myself. We saw Chichén Itzá a few days ago. It was really cool. But we're very excited, and it looks like there's hardly any people here, which is going to make the experience really special.
The city was founded around 500 AD by the Shu dynasty. When Queen Elizabeth II came to Uxmal in 1975, she was greeted by a Mayan dignitary and direct descendant of the founder of Uxmal. Queen Elizabeth made her visit in February, which is the dry season, but when the presentation reached the prayer to the rain god Chak, a torrential downpour started, sending everyone running for cover. The view here at Uxmal is breathtaking. The ruins are amazing, and what's really amazing is we virtually have this whole place to ourselves.
Ancient raised causeways or roads connected Uxmal to Chichén Itzá to the north and to other Mayan cities in Belize and even further south in Guatemala. I was blown away by Uxmal. It has a completely different vibe to it than Chichén Itzá had. This could be due to the feeling that you're the only one here, or this peacefulness could be due to the fact that no one was ever sacrificed here.
Behind me in the distance is one of the 2 mammoth pyramids here at Uxmal. One is known as the House of the Fortune Teller, and the other one is known as the House of the Magician. Upon entering the city, I was at a loss for words as I stood in front of the 115-foot tall Pyramid of the Magician, also known as Pyramid of the Dwarf. A pyramid design unusual among the Maya in that its layers are oval instead of linear. Most pyramids throughout Mesoamerica are built on top of older pyramids, but here, this pyramid is built just slightly to the east of an older pyramid, preserving the old pyramid's temple that was at its top.
Directly behind the Pyramid of the Magician lies the House of the Birds and the North Longhouse. A big variation in building found here in Uxmal is the use of concrete made from limestone. This provided greater stability to the buildings. Also found here was the use of stucco on the walls to make them perfectly smooth, and even for the painting of murals.
Everything is not wide open here, so every time you climb some stairs or turn a corner, something amazing is revealed.
You kind of get a feeling with all the birds and the fact that there aren't any people in here that we're really here all by ourselves. It's incredible.
Behind the North Longhouse is the Nunnery Quadrangle, so named because an archaeologist thought it resembled a convent, not because there were ever any nuns here.
I'm standing in the middle of the Quadrangle of Nuns, built around 900 to 1000 AD. And all around are decorated, richly decorated motifs with serpents, and also very conspicuously the rain god.
Its 4 long buildings with a massive quadrangle in the middle are actually the royal palace, complete with royal throne carved on one side. This royal palace had no living quarters or domestic rooms, but was used for administrative and scholarly purposes. This set of 4 buildings are some of Uxmal's finest long buildings and have elaborately carved facades on both the inside and the outside faces. Here behind me is the remains of a carved throne. which overlooks the atrium, the courtyard, overlooking all these magnificent buildings. You can almost feel a royal presence here. The elegance and beauty found in these buildings give visitors a very good idea of how the entire ceremonial center must have looked and felt in ancient times.
Located to the south of the nunnery quadrangle is the ball court.
The Mayan Ballgame, the arena here at Uxmal, is much smaller than the arenas at Chichén Itzá. And as we have learned, they played the game for many reasons.
And they think that he put this ball court here because this was used as also a way of humiliating some of the losers of the game.
And the ring here in this arena is much closer to the ground than the 26-foot high rings in Chichén Itzá. The sign here says that the king here liked to use captives to play the game for his amusement. To the south of the ball court is the governor's palace. This long building on top of a great platform was an astrological focal point. This building is heavily decorated with over 400 representations of Venus, masks of the rain god Chak, serpents, and the number 8. The location of this building afforded the hierarchy a grand view of the city.
There are quite a number of other buildings that include the House of the Turtles, House of the Doves, the South Temple, the two-headed jaguar throne, some smaller pyramid temples, and the Grand Pyramid. After walking some ways through the city, we rounded a corner, and towering in the distance was the Grand Pyramid.
We had not realized there were multiple large pyramids here at Uxmal. We quickly headed in that direction, only to find the area closed off. We were very disappointed that we could not get closer to the Grand Pyramid and the buildings that lay beyond it. Excavation here is a continuing process. Recently, 2 giant arched gates were uncovered. Uxmal was abandoned around 1080 AD, and it's thought this is due to a revolt from the working class against the ruling elite.
We have visited some amazing ruins before, but nothing quite as epic and with so few tourists in attendance.
So if you only have a limited amount of time in Mexico, you have to ask yourself, which one should I visit? Some things to think about are, where are you coming to the ruins from, and how much time do you have?
Being located more than 5 hours from Cancun, the resorts don't bus tourists to Uxmal the way that they do to Chichén Itzá. So Chichén Itzá gets over 2.5 million visitors a year, while Uxmal only gets 300,000, and that's before COVID hit. If you're on the Riviera Maya or in Cancun, you're best served to visit Chichén Itzá or Tulum.
If you're traveling and have the time, or if you're anywhere near Merida, Uxmal is a no-brainer. It is definitely the best day trip from Merida. It also depends on what kind of experience you're looking for. We are history buffs, and we seek out these types of adventures.
The Grand Pyramid at Chichén Itzá is very impressive, and we're really glad that we visited the whole complex.
If you have time, you should definitely see both.
But for us, Uxmal was a far better experience, mainly because there are so few people there, and it made the experience really special for us.
And it was far more grand and impressive than we were expecting.
Whether you visit Chichén Itzá or Uxmal, there are many cenotes for you to stop by and swim in. The 2 cenotes we visited near Uxmal, much like the ruins, were not only beautiful, but far less crowded. The first one was open and had beautiful clear blue water. It was also very welcoming on a very hot afternoon. The second one was located in a beautiful cave. We walked down some stairs to the very refreshing, crystal clear water. We hope that this video helps you decide which is the better place to visit.
As always, if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. Until next time, we are over the hill and far away.